Quickly now. Gather round the fire lest the shadows get you. Onward, towards the ash plateau, our group headed. But along the road they find something disturbing. Hollows strung up alongside the road on display. They press on and find something most curious. A man all alone out in the wilderness, singularly responsible for what they've seen. He offers to explain himself and to give them a place for the night to rest. There's no telling if he means well or harm, but they must find out.
Yes, Father Callaghan is preparing stew. Sure enough, he's got a whole little, tiny cauldron just hanging above the fireplace, full of a bubbling, rich, seasoned, hearty smelling, looks like deer stew. You haven't seen food this good in a while.
Yeah, seriously.
No. Wait a second. Ulrich made us hot dogs like a week ago. Come on, guys.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
Hot dogs are made from humans.
They're made from humans, could you imagine? That's where all the hollows are going.
Ulrich walks out of the tent.
Mystery meat.
He plates up bowls for everybody. And serves it to all of you on really a very, very small, cramped table that was not made for 6 people to sit at.
I'll put a little shaker of red pepper flakes in the middle of the table. Anyone would like to use some? I'm not sure what you have out here in terms of spices or seasonings, but I thought this might be a welcome addition.
Lucien puts a hand on your hand and says, I'm not sure where you come from, Ulrich, but where I was raised, walking into someone's home and they hand you food and you immediately pull out pocket spices to season it seems sort of rude.
Rude.
Like, you didn't even try it, you're just like, I'm just gonna put this here just in case.
You can already tell the shit's bland as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ulrich takes one look at it and it's like, this thing is...
This needs a kick. He's trying to be as polite about it as possible. Here, you can have this. You need this.
If someone brought salt and they're like, hey, I brought my own.
20 years in the wilderness. Yeah, he's got nothing. He has no seasoning here. 100%.
Yeah. As we're like, Ulrich puts the red pepper flakes out and he's serving us up. I think Lucien would ask him, like, are deer and elk common in this area? It seems the further away we got from Flamespire, we actually started seeing some animal life. It's still sparse, but is it something that is common for you to cross paths with out here?
On occasion,
You would think it would be the other way around, right? Flamespire is supposed to be a beacon of safety against the darkness, and yet there are no animals in the immediate area. And then we get further away to where it should be more dangerous, and yet now we start to encounter animal life. It's a bit strange.
Well, that's because the most dangerous place you could be is just outside of a city like that. The empties, they're drawn to life and to the light. It weakens and repels them, but I believe there's a part of them deep down that wants that. They want that warmth. Some human part of them still misses it. So, like moths to the flame, they're attracted to it and then can't enter, so just hang around.
You find us at a particularly good spot to be dinner guests. And Torgog opens up his backpack and pulls out half a bottle of whiskey that he took from the tavern in Ratwater, and 6 small little clay cups, and sets them all out. Torgod addressed Father Callaghan and says, "Now then, I have 2 questions, and they should be answered in this order. 1, I assume you will be partaking with us, and 2, where did you get your horse?"
It was a gift.
No, the order! You have to do... First is the alcohol question, then the horse.
Oh yes, he will drink. As for the horse, like I said, it was a gift. Part of the contract.
Do you have more?
I do not.
Do you know where we could acquire them? I should tell you, we're intending to travel a great distance over the next couple of months, and, well, mounts, even for part of the journey, would certainly be beneficial. Of course, we're prepared to pay.
I know where you could get some horses. But it's gonna cost you more than gold.
You mentioned you made a contract to acquire yours.
Indeed.
With who?
Not too far from here. About a day's ride away. There's a crossroads. If you know what you're doing, you can summon a lady named Nezra. A devil.
Was she the one you made a contract with, then?
Aye, she was.
What were the terms of your contract, so we have an idea of what we might be getting ourselves into?
Well, the main term, you see, I was turning empty. I didn't want to leave my wife alone out here. So, the devil stopped the process. A part of the contract is keeping these roads safe for travelers. No one comes upon a crossroads, no one makes a deal.
Interesting. It seems all the outside parties are trying to claw their way back in here. And they're all being kept at arm's length by the darkness.
Things are in a bad spot. All of this, it trickles down to every facet. The heavens and the hells.
And he mentioned his wife, Mike, but we haven't seen anyone, right?
No.
Just go there. Just ask him point blank.
Yeah, I think at that point, hearing that, Lucien will look around and sort of make it very obvious that he's taking in the entirety of the hut and has realized there's nobody there. And he looks at...
You will, as you're looking around, you will see a little shelf that clearly has like an altar on it with candles and a picture of a lovely woman.
Then in that case, Lucien will look at it and he'll turn to him and say, "My condolences for your loss. I've also lost my wife to the darkness. It seems you paid a very high price and still lost something dear to you."
He'll purse his lips and he won't meet your eyes, and he'll say, "It wasn't the darkness that took her. It was my fault. My doing."
What happened?
You know what it means to turn empty? Why it happens?
I think I only know what we believe, a superstition. I don't think I know the exact reason, no. What is it?
It's hope. When you lose hope, the darkness gets in and changes you. I had lost my faith after all I learned. I'd lost everything. Except for her. She wasn't enough to pull me out of that pit. But I couldn't leave her alone, so I did what I had to do. Then, I was different. You know how the devil kept me from going hollow? With no hope left, she put a fire inside me. A burning rage and hatred for the empties. And after long, like I said, I wasn't the same man that she'd married. I was a darker thing, the more cynical thing. And I sucked the hope right out of her day by day. I came home from a hunt, hanging up more empties, and there she was. Not herself anymore. Not human anymore. Just an empty husk. She's the only one I've killed.
I think when he describes that whole scenario of losing hope causing the change and then gradually causing the change in his wife himself, Lucian's having a parallel process, right? He sees himself in this guy through and through, the rage, all of it. And then as he describes it and talks about having to kill his own wife after she changes, you guys hear the bowl that Lucian's holding with the stew just shatter in his hands because he's gripping it so tightly. And he sort of stands up abruptly. Apologies, I did not mean to do that. I will allow me to clean this up, and he'll start to clean it up and then I think go outside to gather himself a bit, hearing everything that this guy is saying to him, the father is saying, and he'll go outside to kind of collect himself for a minute. Well, I think if he continues, he can continue, but Lucien will step outside for a second.
Okay. Yeah, Lucien steps out. Father Callaghan doesn't really even acknowledge that. He just keeps eating and talking and looks at Ulrich and says, "That's why I can't tell you what I know. You understand? It would do to you what it did to me."
Forgive me, Father, I don't mean to be rude, but faith was never in the church itself, but very gods we devoted ourselves to, and that's why I'm out here. I'm hoping to find where they've gone, to discover what happened. That's what gives me hope, is that maybe one day that we'll find the answer to what caused them to leave and maybe somehow bring them back.
He'll stop eating and look at you and say, "Then you'll hold on to that hope until it drags you down like an anchor into the depths."
If the gods have abandoned us, then that will be my fate inevitably.
Torgod takes this pause to refill everyone's glasses.
Father Callaghan will take the glass and down the whiskey in one swig and say, "You'll learn. You'll learn eventually. You've got time before then, I reckon."
Can you tell me how you learned what you learned?
I saw it with my own two eyes. What they were keeping at the top of Flamespire.
Up of Flamespire? Ulrich will kind of go back into his memory. Would he have a suspicion or, like, have been told what would have been kept on top of Flamespire?
No, you absolutely did not have that security clearance. You were bottom rung.
Well, then I think Ulrich will also stand up from the table for a moment, and maybe it's best I go check on Lucien. I'll be back. And he'll step outside the tent, look for Lucien.
He's punching the air.
Father, in all of your travels and encounters with the darkness, and in all of your scholarly knowledge, have you ever heard of a man capable of controlling the darkness, capable of summoning it, controlling empties, and even controlling free people? For we have encountered such a man.
You speak of dangerous things, lad.
So it seems you do know more.
Aye.
I'm sure you can guess, being out from protection of a city, fighting the empties and wading our way through the uncharted wilds, We are aware that we are living in a dangerous time, doing dangerous things. Any information you can share with us would be most valuable. This man, he's tried to kill us, and I believe he holds innocence for whatever grim task he intends to use them for. I don't know.
People aligned with the darkness, serving whatever dark entity brought this down upon us. They call themselves the Eclipse.
I see. You have reason to believe that there's more than one. Do you have any sense of how many there are?
That I don't know. I don't think they're an army per se. But I also don't think an army could stand against them all. Very powerful beings.
Yes. Yes. Not many times in my life I have witnessed the raw control that I saw at that tavern that day. As a man in black made at least 23 people slit their own throats in front of us. There was a woman by his side. She definitely seemed to be subservient to him in some regard. Do you know, do they take consorts? Do they take bodyguards? Do you understand what the nature of this relationship might be?
They wouldn't need bodyguards. As you say you've seen, they're capable of slaughtering entire buildings with barely any effort. The two you speak of, I believe I've met on the road. They spoke in strange circles, but I did get what they called themselves.
The Eclipse. 'Tis not a name I will quickly forget.
That's their group. The man called himself the Will, and the woman the Fury. They could have killed me even, right through the light, but they didn't. I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure either. I feel the same way. He wanted to stop us, and he could have done it by simply killing us, but he didn't. I very much think he was taunting us. I want to make him pay.
Aye. He seemed a right arrogant prick.
I'm going to go outside and find Ulrich and Lucien in a moment, but before I do, and he pulls it's a small glass vial. It's maybe the size of Torgog's pinky finger. It's quite small. It has like a little small silver cap on it, and he says, "This is an empty perfume bottle. It once belonged to Lady Emmer. Your beauty sparked a feud between rival lords. It's considered very valuable by some. I would like to place it on your shrine, if I may. A small gift to your late wife."
As you will.
And Torgog's going to stand up, place the bottle kind of off to the side. Doesn't want to be front and center. It's intended to be a respectful gesture. And then he's going to look around the room at Bip and Randall, just kind of taking a temperature before he heads outside to find Lucien.
Yeah, Randall just look up and give you a smile and just give you a head nod. He's just enjoying not being out in the elements.
Yeah, I think Bip will nod to you, but wants to keep company the guy that's hosting us.
And then Torgog's going to leave, grab his grab the 3 shot glasses on the table, his, Lucien's, and Ulrich's, gather them up in his fingers, and walk outside.
As soon as he walks outside, Bip and Randall surround the guy and say, "Okay, now that all the dumb people are gone, we're gonna ask all the smart questions." You're gonna pull out a whiteboard.
Lucien's still punching the air.
Punch in the air. I mean, I think I think Torgog and Ulrich would find Lucien he would probably be pacing pretty heavily, and sort of speaking out loud to himself, almost accusatory towards the guy, right? Like Lucien's trying to understand, but like the idea that this man lost hope, had his wife lost hope and caused her to change, it's like giving up, which is something Lucien can't do and won't do. And so you hear him sort of talking about that, kind of rattling off on it, and then sort of looking at you both and saying, I have the same rage, I have the same anger and sorrow inside of me, but I've not lost any hope. I know we can push this back. I know we can find my daughter. I know we can. I've lost no hope. He had his wife with him, and he gave up after what he learned. But what could be so damning that it would cause you just to give up? What could make you give up and then ruin what you have?
Lucien, men tell themselves stories, whatever stories they need to hear to justify their lives in that moment. Father Callaghan seems like a good man, a strong, a capable man. But he is flawed, like all of us. Don't take his words to heart. I do not believe that hope is a weakness.
I don't think so either. I think it's probably the strongest thing we have. But I'll make no deal with the devil. I do not need it to put any rage inside of me. I have enough. I don't need it to stop me from changing. And you'll see he starts to get worked up over it and then sort of stops himself, realizing he's probably saying too much. I don't need a devil's help for anything. I have you all, and you've been more than enough help, more than any help I think he could have received from this being at the crossroads. I'll make no deal with it.
No one is saying you have to either. Our mission, we can leave it at that for now.
Lucien, there is a great strength in you, but it's obvious that you find yourself stretched thin. And if should you ever find yourself stretched too thin, that you feel like you're losing your humanity more than you can bring to bear, make sure that you lean on us, rely on us. You've been staunchly, I don't know quite the right word, independent for so long that I fear you forget what it's like to have allies.
I think you're probably right, Torgog. And you'll see he sort of like absent-mindedly touches his face where the part has been sort of torn away and his teeth are exposed, as like a reminder of trying to go it alone and what it cost him. And he looks at you again, but like sort of avoids eye contact with you both and says, "You're right. If I should ever feel myself losing any grip on my humanity, I will be sure to let you both know." And before you guys can ask any more about that, are those shots for us, Torgog?
And he holds his hand out and just balances the 3 shot glasses in his open palm and says, "Indeed they are."
All right, we should drink these. And then I reach for it, and if Ulrich reaches for it, he'll stop him really quick and just say, "Don't put your pinky out this time, I beg you."
Torgog specifically has his pinky in the air as he takes the shot.
Now, why does he get to do it?
You're still learning. You've got the training wheels on.
Well, apparently I'm learning very quickly because Torgog just did it.
I downed mine with my pinky out as well.
What the hell?
I took expertise in gaslighting on the level up.
I took sleight of hand, which means I get to raise my pinky.
But I'll take the shot with you guys, and I think Lucien will stay out there with you guys for as long as you want until we decide to go back in. I think he would glance around now that we're out here. Mike, I assume that with how small the cabin is, we would probably need to sleep outside. Is that right?
Yeah. He says there's enough wood out by the fire to keep it burning all night. and you guys have bedrolls and everything, so you don't get to sleep in a bed, but you get to sleep somewhere safe.
Yeah, then I think Lucien would start to make camp for us as we wind down.
The second anyone pulls out an apple for a snack, the demon horse is taking it.
Oh, Bip's pockets are full. Come here, horsey.
Sugar cubes.
Beef jerky, it's taken that too. God help you if any of you have an apple fritter on your person. It's just like, I don't know if you've ever seen a horse that wants what's in your pocket and will just like straight up bite you and pull you closer to get to it. That's what it's doing to Bip.
Goodbye, Bip.
It's a little more horrifying because it's, partially on fire and its face is a horse skull.
Bip loves it. You also like fire. Bip pulls out a match. We are one.
Those are life-saving in dire circumstances. Don't give him matches.
I want this devil to come talk to us. I've got some great deals to make.
It eats the match.
I would assume it would still take watches tonight.
I think Bip would want to line up his watch with Lucien and try to snag a conversation there. But he'd be very casual about it.
Pretty easy since I only need like 4 hours of rest, so he'll be up quite a bit. But yeah, he would be hanging around.
Yeah, Bip just slides up to Lucy and is like, does the old yawn and arm around the shoulder trick, super, super casually.
You up?
So, our watch.
He like comes up to it, like goes around Lucien's waist because he's so tall, and he just
holds his waist.
Yeah, is there something I can help you with, Bip? Is there something you need?
Charisma is sorry, let me see. Oh, wow. +2. Okay. Decent charisma. So that's surprising. Yeah, as long as they're alone, I think Bip feels like he knows maybe a little bit into Lucien that Lucien hasn't revealed. Kind of just wants to give him the opportunity. So I don't think Bip's going to be pushy, but I think he's going to just like ask a little bit, like, so how are you feeling? Is this stirring up any emotions in you? I mean, I don't know. Do you feel like you can relate to the guy? What's going on with you?
Yeah, quite a few emotions, Bip. I don't know if you've caught this, but I'm a very volatile person. It's very self-aware.
Bip writes that down, but you see the title is Lucien, and like the first 10 lines are just, he is volatile. That's new information.
We've cracked the code. And Lucien kind of chuckles to himself because I think he has enough self-reflection to know he is a pretty emotional guy. And he looks at Bip, but I think he also knows enough to read between the lines of like what's going on. And then he'll turn to him and say, I don't think giving away a part of yourself to a devil to stop from changing into a hollow was actually a solution. It's not one I would have pursued.
I mean, I think at the baseline he still has hope in something. It might be in his own power that he was given, but he has some drive, right? You can't kill empties for 5 years and string him up without any drive. It's impossible.
I would agree, but it seems as though in lieu of hope, he's been given rage from this devil, and you'll see kind of stops and looks around at the camp and at everybody, and then looks at Bip and says, if there's one thing I don't need from any outside source is any more rage or anger. I don't think that would help me, but I do have hope, and I don't think I've lost it, and maybe that is the difference between him and I, is that I still have mine. But it does cause me fear, Bip. What if I was to lose it? What if something was to happen to my daughter? Would I then turn like him?
Lucy and I, to be fully honest, I cannot logically understand your hope. And yet there is nothing I am more jealous of than the hope that you have. Whatever that is inside of you that seeks a better future, that is the greatest gift you have been given.
Thank you, Bip.
I don't feel that, and I don't think that you naturally have that. I think that there is something that is helping you.
It could be. Maybe there is something helping me. Maybe it's just being a father. I don't know, but I just deep down know. I know that she's out there, and I know I can help her. And then he looks at Bip, hearing him say he doesn't have any hope. And he says, if there was a way for me to help you, if I could give you some of the hope I have, Bip, I would. But I'm unable to do that. And so while we're out here, you have my word that we'll find you your hope as well.
That's very kind, and I feel cared for by that. I think me clinging onto your coattails is enough. I have a personal question. I don't to prod too deeply. He knowingly made a deal with the devil to be in the situation that he is and have the endurance that he has in his state. Do you know what has given you your endurance? I would never. I don't. This is not a threat. I would never out you to anyone. But I know that. I know this is something you're pushing against.
I think when you say that, he goes through his bag and he takes a cloth of some sort and he just wipes his face down. And I think at that point shows you, because you've said enough for him to know that he knows, he's changing. And he wipes away whatever's left of the disguise kit. And you can see for the first time, he's maybe further along than you would have thought. Not so far that he's gone, but like enough to be like, oh, this would be immediately alarming. Like he's not getting into any town. He's not getting in anywhere. He might be executed because it's showing enough, but he's still incredibly cognizant and aware of himself, right? He's not lost himself. So he kind of wipes it away and tosses the rag to the side. And he looks at Bip and he says, I don't know if I had the words for it until he said it. When he described losing hope and changing, I knew then that was the difference between him and me. Is that the only thing keeping me on my feet is the hope that I'll find my daughter, and I'll make those that took her from me pay, and those that took my wife from me pay. Everyone that had a hand in destroying Eliam will pay for what they did. And there's something about that has kept me on my feet. I can't tell you exactly how it works, Bip, but I do know when they took my daughter, there is a blank spot in my memory. And when I woke up, I was changing. And there was a point there where I think I was closer to the point of no return than I would have liked. And somehow, some way, I heard my wife's voice. And that brought me back, and that put me on this path. And since I've been on this path, it hasn't advanced. And he kind of looks down at his hands. He takes his gauntlets off and looks at him and gets a good look at, I think, how close he was to completely losing it before Cassandra's voice rang out to him. And looks at you and puts his gauntlets back on and says, I know I'm on the right path, but I could not have done it if it weren't for all of you. You're not riding my coattails, Bip. You're helping lead the way.
I think Bip is for how unemotional he is. I think he's physical touch all the way. So I think he'll grab kind of Lucien's hands and hold on to them very more firmly than you would think a little gnome could. Lucien, although I can't explain it, and that pisses me off. There's something to what you're saying. And while this man has lost much, if not all of his hope, you still shouldn't. There's a purpose, there's a reason. People don't do things by accident or by chance, or even envy and anger are very fleeting emotions. I don't want to put a wrong idea in your head, but if by some coincidence your wife doesn't just happen to look like a god, but she is a god, then that means your daughter is the child of God. And there's a purpose behind why she was taken. And it's not a kidnapping. There's something more. And so you being around has something more to it.
I've thought about that as well, what it could mean. I know when I mentioned that it was a possibility my wife could actually be Aurora, and then Randall started talking about how hot my wife was, and we got sort of sidetracked because he's very attracted to her, but...
That was so strange. I felt some things too as well, but it was really just based off of Randall's description, not even what I saw. Like, I saw her, and then Randall was so vivid.
It felt like he might be trying to shoot his shot next time, and I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I need him because I can't read a map clearly. And he looks at Bip and he says, I considered that as well, what that could mean. But I think there are too many pieces missing from the puzzle still that we have not figured out. We at least have a timeline, we have a location, but there's more to figure out. And all I would ask Bip is that, at least for the time being, we keep this, and he sort of gestures to his face, quiet for a bit longer. You're a very open-minded person, and I'm not sure how the others might react. Not that they would react horribly. I don't think they would attack me. Maybe they would. I'm not sure. But I also don't want to scare them and have them looking over their shoulder thinking I'm going to turn at any point. We've all sort of just started to connect and find our rhythm together. I don't want them to suddenly be concerned that I might change and attack them.
Totally. Let me know if I'll do my best to help, and let me know if you need anything. I'm not afraid of you because I know that even Ulrich, if he tripped and his shin guard into my neck, I would die instantly, and that's my life. So, sucks. Bummer. So, I don't think everyone has that enlightenment.
We've got it. There's a weird mix of, is it self-deprecation? Is it self-esteem, Bip? We need to work on this, because I think you're stronger than you think. You've run into the front lines with a dagger multiple times, and maybe perhaps we just spend a little time working on your skills with the dagger, because you have missed each time. But we could... I in return for you helping me with some of this, and again, he'll gesture to himself, I'd be more than happy to help you train with your dagger a bit more.
I would appreciate it. Spells are great, but I feel like I've killed a man with a dagger, and there's something special about it. You know, it was nice seeing him.
He immediately starts shaking his head, and he's like, there's so much to unpack here, but it's...
I've looked him in the eyes, and it was... I understand the appeal.
The darkest thing we found in the darkness was Bip.
Yeah. The deepest, darkest part of this whole journey has been Bip's bloodlust. He'll kind of sit, and I think he'll just sit and talk with Bip for a while. Like I said, he only needs to do like a 4-hour rest, so he'll talk to Bip for as long as Bip stays up until he goes to sleep, and then Lucien will continue taking watch until the next person.
Bip will be chatting, and then at some point he'll just, whenever you're like talking to your spouse or partner or whatever, and then you like look over.
No, I know. I don't have any idea what you're talking about. No.
This man's never talked to his spouse a day in his life.
You have no clue. And you look over and they're like dead asleep, and you're like, I've been talking for 10 minutes.
You and your nerd friends are doing something nerdy. Shit, he's got me.
Yeah. You rolled a d20? Is that what you did?
Okay, maybe lose the attitude.
Is that a domino of some sort?
But yeah, unless anyone had any other roleplay they wanted to do for this night, I think we can say the sun comes up. Everybody gets their long rest in, warm and well fed. You'll even smell bacon and eggs coming from the cabin.
I will partake in breakfast. I want to make a specific point of leaving him the whatever whiskey is left in the bottle. I suspect there's not a whole lot left, but it's just the polite thing to do. I don't think he has an easy way to get whiskey out here.
Well, yeah, he will bring out plates of bacon and eggs for all of you for breakfast and say, "Good luck on your journey."
Thank you, Father.
He mounts up on his horse, Nightmare Horse, and says, "I've got more work to do, so I'll be off. Be safe out there, though. And don't you dare go hollow." And then he'll start riding off on the trail that you guys came from. He'll shout back at you, "The entire way is safe to the crossroads. I haven't set up the barriers beyond that, though."
Thank you. And I'll give him kind of a salute as he goes.
Salute is exactly what I was thinking Torgog was going to do, and I have no idea why I would salute this man. It just seems like the appropriate thing to do.
I don't know either. It just felt official, right? I felt like I was supposed to as well. I don't know why.
We're all standing at attention.
All perfectly. Yeah, I guess we would probably move on as soon as we pack up.
On the road again. Yeah. You guys hit the road with what little daylight you get. He was not kidding. The entire path, and you walk for hours, miles and miles and miles, is just lined with more of these crucified empties. And gotta give him credit where it's due. It seems to work as a deterrent for other empties. You haven't seen a single one wandering on the road since you started seeing them crucified.
Like, I also had a question in retrospect. Did I hear, or did we get the same reactions to his ember as my ember? Like, did I hear singing coming from his ember?
No, you did not.
Interesting. Okay.
Jordan, did you hear that singing from our first ember, or is that new to this ember?
Heard it, well,
In Elium.
that was the first time I would have heard it.
Yeah, when you got
Right.
the shard from Grigori.
Yeah.
Well, Grigori's skeleton.
Cool. I was just curious.
Also, just want to make a point that Bip, Randall, and Torgog would make sure to talk about what we learned about the eclipse and the will and the fury. Lucien and Ulrich were both outside of the house when that had, but it's Torgog feels it's really important that they understand this new bit gained, and so he's gonna lean on Bip and Randall to kind of help him finish the stories, but make sure you guys as characters know that too.
Totally. Definitely wouldn't keep that a secret.
The will and the fury, yeah. But yeah, I think otherwise, as we discussed that, the eclipse, the will, the fury, and whatever else, as we discuss that, and I guess we keep moving, Lucien would turn to you guys and say, do any of you want to stop at the crossroad and try to get a mount of some sort like the father had, or what are your ideas?
As a wizard, it would make no sense, but I think as a intellectually, Bip would want the interaction.
And the truth of the matter is, we have to pass the crossroads to continue on our journey. There might be more to learn. I agree. I think it would be foolhardy to sell a portion of yourself to her for power.
I agree. I think any sort of deal like he did would probably end not so well for us, but why not stop and see? And then we'll keep going until we get to the crossroad, I think.
Okay. You guys keep going. Let's do another round of perception checks.
Well, someone got a 1.
Oh my god.
2 7s, A 12, or 3 sevens. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go, Randall. Randall's pulling the team, baby.
Randall, it is fitting that you're the one that spots it off the path, past the line of crucified empties. A moss-covered statue. A shrine.
And as we're walking, Randall will spot this shrine and just kind of stop and say, "Oh, would you look there? Another shrine. Can't quite make out what it is. Would any of you fellows mind a slight detour?"
Absolutely not.
We should take a look.
Well then, and a little eagerly he'll step off in the direction of the shrine.
All right. But yeah, so you guys approach this moss-covered shrine, just off the beaten path, past these many crucified empties. And sure enough, it's another shrine to Aurora.
I check to see if Randall stares at it too long. Easy.
Randall, its eyes are up there.
Jesus.
Yeah, Randall he'll see the shrine, make out that it's for Aurora again, and some of his enthusiasm kind of wanes visibly as he notices it's just another shrine, and he kind of deduces rather quickly that within the proximity of the last one, it's probably just within the region. Nothing untoward, nothing crazy about that, and he will start to try to wipe away some of the moss at the base to see if there's maybe any more writings or druidic messages left on this one.
There are, in fact, much more legible than the previous statue.
Sweet.
And it reads, "Praise to Aurora, pillar of the summer sun, and goddess of travelers and good fortune." Give me a religion check.
Oh, jeez.
A 9.
Fantastic job.
No, I'm level 5 now. I got an extra luck point.
If you want to turn that into a 1,
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't help.
much better.
Oh, 17. Much better.
Yeah, you do remember old legends from your people about how, one of the reasons for the changing of seasons was that for each season, a different god was carrying the sun across the sky. Aurora was one of the smallest, so blocked less of its light. During winter and fall, there were 2 others whose names you can't quite recall off the top of your head. You'd have to do more research into your recordings. But for winter and fall, for instance, the gods that carried the sun were male and much larger, blocking more of its light and making the world colder.
Yeah, as Randall reads this message, he'll call Lucien over and just, Mr. Lucien, if you look here, as I explained about a day ago, you can decipher some of these messages, and well, it reads here: "Praise to Aurora, pillar of the summer sun, goddess of travelers and good fortune." And then he'll go into an explanation that you gave and kind of explain it to Mr. Lucien as he's explaining what the message reads, loud enough for everyone to hear, but kind of talking directly to Lucien. It says, well, I don't know about you, but from what you've told me of your suspicions of your wife and the goddess Aurora, well, I believe this is a good omen. This points us in a good direction.
I think you're right. It is sort of strange finding these effigies of her, whether it be my wife or Aurora is just appearing as her, whatever it is, finding all of these statues and things in her likeness, it raises a lot of questions. And he'll kind of look up at the statue, and his eyes kind of get watery because I mean he's basically looking at like a memory of his wife, and they'll glow kind of a faint blue from the normal silver. And I'm gonna use my once a day detect magic on the statue and see if there's any residual magic coming off of it.
There is conjuration magic.
Oh, conjuration.
Very, very weak, though.
Yeah, I would ask Randall. I can see just faint wisps of magic on it, something akin to conjuration. Do you have any idea what that would be for a statue? Is it a way marker of some sort, or what purpose would it serve?
Would Randall have any idea if these statues were used? I guess not so much in just effigies of the gods, but for some sort of ritual purpose outside of that.
You, specifically, would probably recognize this as just like a marker that your people left to guide others through the world on this journey. Very, very, very long time ago. And no one's really, traveled that much in the last century, so a lot of knowledge of these routes are lost. But it's very likely that that's exactly why they were placed here in the first place. So that if the legends lived on, your people would always know how to find their way home.
Okay. Yeah, he'll kind of dive into that explanation, kind of giving a little bit of his own hypothesis in it as well, as he explains it. To say, I can't quite say that my people have traveled this far out, but it is quite a telling sign that some magic still exists. There's potentially hope that my ancestral homelands are a bit more welcoming than what I had originally suspected.
It's good news then. You're right. It's a good omen for us. And he'll kind of pat you on the back, and you'll see again he smiles at you, and again I think really is trying to put hope first and foremost as we make this travel, and then says let's rejoin the others. We should proceed to the crossroads and see what there is to learn.
Yes, one moment before we do head off, and he'll pull out the telescope again, kind of extend it and look up to the sky. And as he does so, you'll hear him just kind of softly muttering to himself, yes, about 7 degrees off of the point here, and alright, I believe I can properly mark this. And then he'll just put the telescope away and look to you, and I believe I'm ready. Let's continue, Mr. Lucien.
I'll go with him back to the guys, back towards the road.
All right. Bip, give me an Arcana check real quick.
My one good stat. Come on.
28.
Oof.
All right.
Let's go.
Yeah, as the rest are walking away, you're looking at this statue, and you're seeing the same magic aura that Lucien saw, but there's something more to this. You're absolutely certain of it. You definitely feel like you should cast Identify on this statue.
As Torgog is walking away, I'm going to reach into his pocket and pull out Pearl. Definitely worth 100 gold. And I'll cast Identify on it.
This statue has almost the exact same magical signature as a teleportation circle.
Shoot.
It's so close that you A lesser wizard than you would not be able to tell the difference and would assume it is just a teleportation circle spell. But it's like essentially the difference of like four lines of code spread throughout the algorithm, you know what I mean?
Actually,
Excuse me.
Actually, I think Bip will like make like a really awkward sound to try to like call everyone back as they're like moving on. And be like, it's like weirdly clears throat.
Identify will also tell you that it requires some kind of key to operate.
Okay. Yeah, I think Bip will like kind of clear his throat loud enough to try to call everyone back. There's something more here. I think there's an item or like a key that is needed, but this isn't just what it appears on the surface. Does anyone think they have anything more that could attribute to this? And I think, yeah, okay, not that it necessarily does anything, but for the flavor, I'll cast Detect Magic and see if I see anything. It's not quite how it works. I'll see if I see anything that on anyone that might affect. That feels like a stretch.
You don't see anything whose aura has like the same frequency. Whatever the key is, you don't believe it's here. But you are aware that there is some kind of key out there that could allow you to use these statues as a teleportation network.
I think I'll communicate that to everyone, especially Lucien, who met his wife at a statue. And not like, hey, Lucien specifically, but like, hey, there's something more that connects these. There's something more to them from a magical sense.
I think as you're describing all of it, Lucien will try to quickly draw a sketch of it, because I think, yeah, he doesn't want to forget this, and he's curious if this is similar to the, I don't remember now, but is this similar to the altar he met Cassandra at, Mike?
Indeed it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will draw a picture, make a note, confirm what Bip is saying, that yeah, this is basically where I met her. But we'll just draw a picture of it really quick.
Okay. Back the way you were going, to the path.
To the crossroad?
The crossroad. Yeah.
You travel the rest of the day, and as it's starting to get dark, as the dim sun disappears, you come upon a crossroads. Path that leads forward, to the left, and to the right. There's a signpost here, but it's so eroded you could no longer read whatever was written on it.
I guess we'll walk to, I don't think we would know what to do, but Lucien would walk towards the center of the crossroad and just sort of look around with you guys and see if there's any writing or any evidence of anything, but he would just kind of go to the center.
Perception or survival checks, your choice. Actually, for Bip, make it an Arcana check.
there we go.
So, Biprot with the 22,
Dang, dude. Let's go.
and I'll say Torgog from old stories from your tribe. For different reasons, you both will know of rituals to summon fiends that have been passed down in your folklore. The rest of you will note a small, probably 6-inch by 6-inch patch of dirt in the direct center of this crossroads that is different from the rest of the dirt. In Scooby-Doo terms, animated on a different cell layer.
So it's a little brighter. We know that's important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The game devs actually painted it bright yellow.
So you can see it. There's a little cursor above it pointing down. Like this is
It won't let us walk either direction of the crossroad till we
Yeah.
step on it.
Yeah, we'll well, I guess we'll move towards it. Lucien would turn to Bip and Torgog, who had the highest rolls, I think, and then sort of be like, should we proceed? What should we do here?
Yes, I think in order to summon her, we need to know her name. Unfortunately, we do have that. And we also have a Bip.
We do have a Bip.
That's true. Bip's eyes glow. If y'all want this, we could at least ask her what she might offer.
Yes, I think speaking to her is wise. Nobody is in a position where they have to accept any deals just simply because they summoned her, but she might be willing to share information. She might have her own desires. These are all things I'm curious about. Bip, can you summon her?
I think Bip, in whatever backward language he needs to speak, says, "Nezra, you hoe, get out here." He's very...
Really?
Oh, get out here.
He's very weird about it.
There's more there. You would know there's more than a verbal component to this, as Randall would. Offerings and ritual are needed. As in, you would know that part of the ritual is burying something.
I think, if Bip is able to request that of his party members, I think he's very casual about it, but also weirdly knows, he is very intelligent. He knows all the stuff that is needed, but is in an annoying way so intelligent that he doesn't care about it, and so he is very casual about the way that he speaks about it, but he knows what is needed. So if they're able to get a sacrifice of some sort, or an animal or whatever is needed.
It wouldn't be an animal, but a sacrifice nonetheless.
Would it be he'll turn to Torgog. Torgog has a lot of things he cares about.
Torgog digs through his bag and very satisfiedly pulls out a small handmade clay figurine, and he looks up at everyone as he's kind of down on one knee. He starts digging into the soil with his hand, and he says, well, this was handcrafted by the eccentric potter known only as Old Riss. Her sculptures always foretold local omens and is said to be a powerful fetish. I think Nesra would appreciate it.
You start digging into the dirt, and you get about, I'd say, 4 inches down, and then your fingers hit a small metal box.
Okay, let's pull it up.
You pull out what is essentially an Altoids tin. Just a tiny tin box. Maybe about 3 inches on one side, 2 on the other.
Okay. It's going to be too small to hold the whole figure unbroken. So, Torgog sort of looks at the group and he says, I don't know that it would be worth as much to her in pieces. I do think she wants the offering in the box.
Maybe it's the sentimental value of it, unless the actual shape is probably okay if you have to break a piece to make it fit.
You're right. I'm still losing it, and she's still gaining it. The way these things work, the scales will still be balanced. And Torgog's gonna just crush it in his hand, reduce it to just a bunch of chunks and pieces and dust, and kind of pat it nicely into the box, close it, and bury the box back where he found it.
Well, when you open the box, there's stuff already in there. You open it, and inside is a dried several drops of blood, a tuft of hair, and a rosary from the Order of the Dawn.
I don't think these belong to us. I think we should leave them in place. And then, Mike, I'm going to continue to do what I described earlier. I'm going to take the powdered remains of the clay figure, put it in the Altoids container, close the lid with everything else still in there.
Randall, as he starts closing the lid, you've heard tell of rituals like this before. You'll know that he needs more. Blood, hair, a piece of himself.
Torgog, I believe you can't just give something of sentimental value, you must give something of physical worth as well. You must repeat the blood and hair parts of the ritual also. Well, any of us could, I would assume, but since you're offering the sentimental part, it would just be fitting if it came from you.
Bip, do you still have that dagger that you wield so menacingly in combat? And he's going to hold out his left hand to encourage Bip to cut a small little slice into it to drip into the box.
Yeah, I think Bip will be very gentle with Torgog, probably more gentle than Torgog needs. And cut a
Push
little.
harder, you won't even break the skin.
Yeah, he like pushes, like, I need to sharpen this thing. And try to cut some skin and apply some Torgog's hair if he can.
Are you going to do it like they do on Supernatural whenever they need blood for a ritual and cut your hand in the least fucking convenient spot possible?
Right on the palm.
You know that thing you use for literally everything?
Hey, you keep digging, Torgog, and you find a box with a Winchester revolver down there.
Yeah.
On to the wrong show.
You wear like a hand wrap for the next episode, and then you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also cut off a dread and a small piece of a dread and tuck it in there as well.
Okay.
Oh, and something of value, you said, Randall. Gold, you mean? Jewels?
No. The small figure you've provided should be enough. Similar to the rosary you see in there. I was just stating that you would need more than that. You would need something of physical worth from yourself, given as a voluntary sacrifice. Creatures such as this tend to want a part of you they can claim.
Oh, very well. And close up the tin and bury it back in place.
You bury it, and nothing happens. You wait a few moments, and nothing happens. But then, you can smell it. Sulfur in the air. There's a flame and a flash of reddish-orange light, and a female Cambion appears before you. And she says, My, it has been a while. Oh, and you sacrificed precious art for me. It was so thoughtful.
I do hope that you'll enjoy it, my lady Nesra. My name is Torgog.
Oh, yes, I will. And I can't wait to hear what I can do for you. And she smiles a wry, fanged smile. And we're going to roll credits right there.
This was Dumpstat, a D&D podcast hosted by our DM Mike with players Derek, Jordan, Matt, Todd, and me, Jeff. Be sure to follow us on social media, and if you like the music and sound effects used, check out the episode description for all the info you need.